Niger's defense ministry has confirmed that suspected Islamist militants killed 71 soldiers near the border with Mali. A nighttime ambush on a military camp in Inates in the southwest also wounded 12 soldiers and left several more missing. The so-called Islamic State has long been active in the area. And DW reporter Tommy Oladipo has been looking into this story for us. He's with us here in studio. Hi, Tommy. What more can you tell us about this attack?
Well, it's reported from the Defense Ministry that they say hundreds of attackers came to this camp that was on Tuesday. Hundreds of them came with gunfire, with mortars, shells, even suicide car bombs, and stormed the camp. And the fighting went on for about 3 hours before the Defense Ministry says the attackers then fled across the nearby border to Mali. So this is believed to be the largest or the deadliest attack so far on Nigerian troops.
We mentioned that the so-called Islamic State is present in this area. Are they behind this attack?
Well, we don't know yet. We'll find out soon. This is the kind of attack, especially one of this size, that jihadi groups tend to treasure. And we'll hear something from them, soon, whether in the form of a statement or even sometimes in the form of a recording. They tend to record these attacks. But the Islamic State has this growing presence in the Sahel, not just in Niger. And when people look at, for example, Syria and Iraq, and they assume, because the Islamic State has had a decline there, then it's over. That's not the case in the Sahel. This is a difficult place to govern, and it's a place where they will feel like they can grow, they can breed, and they can attack targets in that region.
So we're talking about a serious security risk for the Sahel region. Can these nations cope?
These are poor nations in the Sahel. They're vast as well. They're vast territory, difficult to govern, and they've been looking to the outside world for help because they've been struggling. So we've seen countries like France and the US send thousands of troops into the region to try and help. France, in particular, has led the way. It even lost 13 troops recently in a helicopter collision. France then called a summit with some of these nations, these Sahel nations, and said, let's find a new way forward. But actually, as a result of this latest attack, France has cancelled that. So it's not just these poor nations that are struggling to deal with the threat, but even the bigger nations, France and the US, as well, are struggling.
What can France and also Europe, Germany in this case, do to help?
Well, France in particular has been pressuring the rest of the world, countries like Germany, and saying you need to do more. This is not just a local problem. They're saying it's a global problem, and they want the international community to get more involved. But at the moment, there's so much confusion, so many interventions. There isn't a sort of global cohesive thought as to how to get the security situation in the Sahel sorted. And that is, I think, the sticking point at the moment.
All right. DW reporter Tommy Oladipo bringing us this story. Thank you so much for joining us here in studio.